If you deal with anxiety, irritability, or mood changes prior to your period, this video is going to give you physical, emotional, and relational tools that you can use to help start reducing that anxious feeling that you have. I'll be sharing from my own life experiences, but before I dive in, make sure to like this video, subscribe if you haven't already to get notified every time I post a new video on menstrual cycle health and fitness. So I had terrible premenstrual anxiety, mood changes, and irritability. It got so bad that I threw something through a window, actually to a window. It cracked the window, and the worst part was I wasn't even aiming for that window. And now I'm in a place where I don't have PMS related anxiety. My mood doesn't change all that much. I might get a little sensitive, but that is completely normal. I'm within the normal range, and I know that you can get there too. So in this video, we are going to talk about hormones. We are going to talk about food choices. We are going to talk about boundaries and self-talk. So if you're here, give this a like and we will dive into the hormone section. So if you didn't know this already, the hormone progesterone rises in our luteal phase while estrogen is supposed to dip. But for lots of us with estrogen dominance, that doesn't happen. In fact, I learned in my journey when I was starting all this research into the menstrual cycle that mood-related PMS is actually due to an elevated level of estrogen. So to help me reduce that excess estrogen, I started incorporating more fiber into my diet, especially when I hit my luteal phase. I kept away from BPAs and phthalates, or phthalates, however it's pronounced, which by the way are in freaking everything. I also, most of you aren't gonna like to hear this, I also got caffeine out of my life because caffeine can actually raise estrogen as well. And I started balancing my blood sugar by eating regularly with fiber, fat, and protein. Now that we're talking about food, let's dive into the food section. In days where I had really bad PMS, I would wait a really long time to eat breakfast. And what that does is that increases the overall cortisol that we have in our blood. And if you can imagine, cortisol, the stress hormone, plus existing PMS equals more PMS. So my list was eating breakfast first thing in the morning, eating fiber, fat, and protein every 2 to 4 hours, ditching caffeine, which I already mentioned. And those were fundamental in helping my body have reduced estrogen, but also helping reduce the overall cortisol that I had running amok in my bloodstream too. If you're getting something out of this video so far, go ahead and write "I'm getting something" in the comments below, and we'll continue on to tip number 3. The third thing that I did that really helped me reduce overall anxiety and depression and overwhelm in my life is set boundaries with myself and others. The way this has looked in my life is saying no to stressful things and standing firm in that no. So if my partner and I would get in an argument, which happens if you're in a partnership, instead of entering into that argument and fighting it until the end or trying to come to some resolution, I would pull back and I would say, no, I'm not having this conversation right now. We can talk when I start to bleed, or we can talk when I feel more grounded. And in my professional life, I start wrapping up big projects prior to my late luteal phase when progesterone comes fully online and the brain isn't operating as well as it usually does. That has been great in helping me reduce my overall anxiety. And I realized that all of these things that I say no to, it's actually a privilege to say no. So I know not everybody has that privilege, but if you do, I encourage you to exercise your no, especially in your late luteal phase. Tip number 4, the inner dialogue that we have with ourselves is so crucial to our overall health. So when I was unaware of mood changes prior to my period in that late luteal phase window, my self-talk would look like, nobody cares about what you're doing. You're not good enough. Oh gosh, you're so mean for snapping at him. Oh, you look like you're gaining weight. You should probably eat less. And I know I'm not alone in any of those negative self-talk patterns. And the first step in turning that around for me was recognizing that it was happening. Recognizing that my anxiety got so bad that I threw something out a window accidentally and that I needed help. I needed to help myself first. So first understanding the hormones, then using the food, then exercising my boundaries and exercising my no, I was able to get to this place where my self-talk is much more positive. Like, I'm doing enough. Wow, I'm not only doing enough, I'm doing great at what I'm doing. I'm doing a great job with the capacity that I have. Wow, your body's changing in your luteal phase. Isn't it majestic that you can recognize that? And all of those things are possible for you too. And if you want a foolproof nutrition guide that can help you get the right nutrients at each phase of your cycle so that you feel more resilient, less anxious, happier, and more at peace with your body, make sure to download the nutrition guide linked below. And make sure to like and subscribe to this channel to get the latest in menstrual cycle health and fitness updates. And if you're wondering how I got off caffeine, make sure to check out this video next. I'll see you there. Bye.